Hello and welcome to Vishwa Sutras. This is Vishwas Sawan, author of a best-selling book, Vishwa Sutras Universal Principles for Living. And I'm very happy this morning in a sunny Copenhagen here because today I'll be speaking to a very special community. A community which is close to my heart, which has contributed immensely into who am I today, a community of teachers. During my several years of education, both formal and informal, I have met several teachers who in one or other way have contributed to my success, to shaping up to who I am today. These individuals have done beyond their call of duties in making sure that I come up as a good human being first. And therefore, this very community has been very special, near and dear one to me. In my own professional career, I had several stints as the faculty or the teacher. Sometimes the guest teacher, sometimes in the Indian universities, in universities overseas. So I have seen broad spectrum of teachers at different levels, from nursery to secondary, higher secondary, and even in the degree colleges, and as well the teachers who actually mentor or provide guidance to the doctoral students. Being in the field of biodiversity informatics, I have also seen teachers from different disciplines, from biology, mathematics, computers, social sciences, political sciences. And then I have now, in my new avatar of a transformational mentor and inspiring speaker or inspirational speaker, have been thinking quite closely about the role of teachers in our society. Because to me, teaching is just not a profession. Teaching is a divine cause. Teaching is a blessing that divinity and the supreme consciousness has gifted to you and to me to shape individuals, to shape human beings in their true sense of the definition of human being. Because we as a good human being not only emerge successful for ourselves, but at the same time we help building a peaceful, harmonious, wealthy society. And we help building truly an inspiring nations which can then contribute to the peaceful world or peaceful planet that is known to us to be the only planet on which there is an abundance of life. But having been with variety of teachers and teaching faculties across the globe, I always felt that there is something missing in our teachers. Are our teachers voluntarily and inspiringly are in their profession? Or they are there because it's one of the profession by way of which you get money, you get salary, you get paid, you get recognition in this society. And these issues have been bothering me for over years now. I have studied umpteen number of faculty development programs of the universities and schools and the curriculum systems across the globe as to what these faculty development programs teaches to their teachers. How do they help them to be a good teacher in the first place? And then how do they aid or equip them to be the inspiring teachers for the teacher students community that they teach. And I have realized that teaching is not about preaching. And unfortunately, larger part of our teaching fraternity has misunderstood teaching as preaching. Here is something that I have read, I have learned, I have grasped, I have had expertise in, and so here is what I am going to share that with you. That's it. That's a kind of preaching. But when I deeply look about and think about teaching as a profession, and teaching as a service, teaching as a blessings from the divinity that we have received, I feel that teaching is about how you evolve or transform yourself first. Teaching is about how you evolve and transform yourself first. Learn, communicate, collaborate, create, drive change, inspire, and influence the future. Teaching is the only noble profession which has ability to inspire and influence the future. Unfortunately, though, majority of us have over the years overlooked to this fact that what we are doing is not only doing our job, our profession, our service in return of salary or recognition, but we are consciously, unconsciously, in an aware state or unaware state, are influencing the future. Now the question is, how influencing that future has to be? Do you want to influence in a positive way, or do you want to influence in a negative way? In fact, I should not even be asking this question, because it goes beyond doubt that you want to influence, change the world for the better. You want to shape and build beautiful individuals who are truly human beings in all sense of their acts and their thinking. But then what is missing? Why we, the teaching faculty, has not been successful enough, with exceptions of course, to create and shape up the society and the generations that we would like to shape up and create and influence and impact with and inspire. When I was thinking about it, I felt that there are three categories of teachers. Teachers who have taken the professions, or individuals who have taken the profession simply to survive, because it's one of the way of earning bread and butter. It's one of the way to earn money. These I called as an survival teacher or surviving teachers community. There is second community, and this community is very large. It's called motivated teachers community. They do things, they do teaching, they take interest in teaching beyond the salaries. They work because somewhere deep down they feel good about teaching, because they get appreciation, they get thanks, they get a lot of recognitions, and who doesn't want that? But somewhere deep within them as well, they are, or we are, in the profession because it satisfies my ego that I could create or shape up the student of my dream, or how I visualize the student should be. What is really missing is teachers being truly inspiring, and that is that third community called Inspired Teachers Community. And my job, my ambition, my desire is to contribute to the teaching faculty to the extent that I can help move the motivated teachers community from motivated or being motivated or motivational towards inspirational and turn them into inspired teachers community. Inspired teachers. Because what is the difference between a motivated teacher and an inspired teacher? Inspired teacher will first of all inspire. He will not preach. Because we all have ability to shape up our own lives, to create future for ourselves. Teacher's job or teacher's objective should be to inspire a boy or a girl that come in our contact so that they are inspired to create their future. So an inspired teacher will do 4 things. 1, inspire. Second, create. Create that future, which probably your student is not able to see at this point in time. That what potential he or she has to create the future. In order to inspire and create, the teacher will have to communicate. Communicate in a matter that he doesn't come up to be preaching. It's a friendly communication, informal communication, but it's powerful communication. It's full with enthusiasm, it's full with ambition, it's full with grit and determination to succeed in life. At the same time, it's not a dictatorial communication. It has a streak of humbleness. It has a streak of compassion, empathy, streak of doing something for the society and the world at large. And the 4th thing the inspired teacher will do is to drive change. And that's what our motto has been all along as a teachers and as a faculty, that we drive change. We are here not to do simply to pass on the skill set, but we are here to drive the change so that our livelihood, the quality of our life, the quality of the planet, the quality of the environment around us, quality of the societal behavior is also impacted aptly and for the better. So, inspired teachers community that I'm looking forward to, are the ones who have ability to inspire, create, communicate and drive changes. But why would you do that? You would do that because you want to create and shape up successful individuals, successful classes, successful nations. But unfortunately, over a period of time, our understanding of success also has been quite limited. Our understanding of success also has been self-centered. When I look at the word success, each letter in that word success tells me that success has to be soulful, it has to be universal, universally applicable or universally beneficial, it has to have compassion or compassionate, and it should be complementary, not competitive. The success builds up excellency or excellence. So success should be excellence driven. It should be able to create spiritualness in every student that we touch. And most importantly, it should be able to create the students and the citizens of the future who feel that they are entity in themselves first. So success to me is soulful, universal, compassionate, complementary, excellence driven and spiritual self. If we have to have these successful individuals created, impacted, influenced, driven to change so that they truly fit into the definition of the success that I was talking about, then I think the fundamental shift in our teaching approach that we need to do is to not talk about how to be successful, not to talk about how to do certain things. I think majority of the educational institutions, technical education institutions, professional educational institutions, management educational institutions, higher at lower levels, even right from the Montessori or primary classes to the universities, there is a syndrome, a new syndrome of teaching. And new syndrome is teaching, a syndrome of teaching how to become the doctor, how to become an engineer, how to become an advocate, how to become a social worker, how to become a spiritual teacher. We teach about how. But then, in amidst of this how, somewhere we completely lose track of why we are doing what we are doing. And therefore, there is an urgent need to have an immense shift in the minds of our teachers, that we need to change from teaching how to teaching why. Because when you teach why, you understand the larger purpose of life. You understand why you are doing what you are doing, why it is important to learn, why it is important to be a good human being, why it is important not to be a beggar but to be a donor. And unless you don't understand that why, there won't be enough inspiration. With how, you can get motivation, but with why, you get inspiration, because you understand the mission and the purpose of your life. We are not creating skilled slaves. Teaching profession is not about creating skilled slaves. Unfortunately, I must say that the larger part of the fraternity do create skilled slaves, which gets salary packages. Because if you look at the history, majority of the people who have driven changes in the world, driven changes in the society, created new futures, have done it so not because they were knowing how. They have done it because they were driven by the question as to why they need to do this and why it is necessary to co-create that change in the society or create a new future. And therefore, I think there is an urgency in the teaching fraternity to shift our approach of teaching how to teaching why. And along with that, if you can only imbibe that culture of why, asking that why, if you are making your student self-resilient, self-reliant, self-compassionate, self-lovable, self-aware, self-disciplined, self-confident, and one who has an immense self-esteem. Unfortunately, we took granted that this is not the part that the teaching faculty should be doing. This is something an inspirational speaker should be doing. This is something a spiritual guru should be doing. But it definitely doesn't work that way, because you are in the business of creating future. You are in the business of inspiring nations. You are in the business of communicating values, communicating the ethos of living life. And therefore, I think somewhere we also need to inculcate to do this. But in order for we the teachers to do this, we also first need to be aware about ourselves. Why we need to be in love with ourselves, why we need to be self-aware, why we need to be self-disciplined, why we need to be self-confident, and why it is important to have the self-esteem. Because as the teachers, as I said, we are not in the profession of creating skilled slaves. We are in the profession of creating and shaping up true human beings who are truly inspirational thought leaders in their own rights, in their own capacity, in their own domain. Now, those thought leaders can only be built up if you inculcate in your students an ability to think, ability to express, ability to feel, and ability to do things. 4 cornerstones of a good student or shaping a good individuals or good leader is that he is thinking consciously, he is able to express through his writings, through his communications, the right types of wordings, right types of messages. He is able to feel the pain of the people, he is able to feel the ambition of the people, he is able to feel the need of the time, and then he is able to respond to that aptly. And lastly, he is able to take actions in order to create and inculcate the change that needs to be done, needs to be there. And therefore, the inspired teacher that I look forward to, I dream of, are the ones who are able to inspire, who are able to create, who are able to communicate and drive the changes. It sounds all good, but then you must be asking me, why you want to do that? And how are you going to do this? After studying the several faculty development programs across the globe, at variety of different institutions, I, in last 2 years period, have been building a unique teachers development program or faculty development program, which I have tried and tested with different groups of faculties across the globe. In a aspiring developing country like India, to the developed part such as Europe and many other places. I have sought their feedbacks. I have improved upon what my approach is, what I think will create a inspiring community. And I have put them together as a package for how to be an inspiring teacher. I call it an art of being inspired teacher. I would be sharing that art with you. I don't do this to one-on-one to one single teacher. I rather do it to the groups of teachers or the teachers' communities. Simply because it's not important just to have one individual inspired. We as a teacher, we impact as a community. We influence our students as a community and not as an individuals. Individuals can motivate changes, but we as a group and as a community can inspire changes. And therefore, I deliver these trainings or retreats on art of being inspired teacher to the communities, the teaching communities. My goal is to first help teachers transform in their own life, in their own image, and then help them to communicate better, learn better, collaborate better, help and be part of a co-creation, drive the changes where it is necessary, and inspire and influence the future. My hope is that, and my feedback from several of such trainings is that when I do this to a group of community, the community, everyone in that community helps each other to be more inspired, to be more co-creating, to be more influencing to the future. Because what we really want to bring out the 5 abilities that the students have. The ability of having their own dignified image, restoring back their own dignity, utilizing their energy in an optimal manner, their ability to self-manage themselves, self-manage their community self-manage their future and contribute selflessly to the community building, to nation building, to building the values across the globe, and be aware of everything that they are doing. I held these retreats of learning an art of being inspired teacher across the globe. Usually my retreats last for 2 days. In the retreat, we talk about basic principles and fundamentals of being an inspired teacher. Together with that, we also do some practical exercises, some teamwork, some self-exploration that will help us to understand where are we on this track of being an inspired teacher. And subsequent to the retreat, I provide them a material to go through at their own space. I provide them 21 video logs or video modules on different aspects and components of being an inspired teacher. I'm very happy that so far the response from the teaching faculties across the globe has been phenomenal. They have felt that this is exactly that was missing from the faculty development programs in their own university, in their own institutions. And this particular retreats of the art of being an inspired teacher is able to fulfill that much awaited gap. I welcome you to be part of that inspired teachers community. Because teachers do not only preach. Teachers are like mentors. Mentors have absolute selfless goals and selfless targets. Because we as a teacher, we are in the business of transforming ourselves first. We are in the business of learning about the real challenges and difficulties that our students feel. We are in the business of communication, collaborate, create, drive change, inspire, and we are indeed being blessed to influence the future. Welcome to Vishwasutra's Art of Being an Inspired Teacher. This is Vishwas Sawan, and may you have an amazing, inspiring career of an inspired teacher. Be the inspiration that you can, you are, and influence the future for the best. Have a great day.